Welcome to this tutorial on Mad World. This is a pretty easy song to play on the piano because we only have 4 chords, and once you learn those 4 chords, you're good to go. The first thing we're going to do is take a look at the melody on its own. After that, we'll add the chords and look at the figuration that I used to make this a little more interesting. And after that, we'll put it all together and talk about a few tips that you can use to make your playing sound even more exciting, even more musical. So here we go. Let's take a look at the melody by itself. So let's look at the chords that we need in this song, Mad World. There's only 4 of them. We start on an E minor chord, E, G, and B. Our A major chord, A, C sharp, and E. Our G major chord, G, B, and D. And our D major chord, D, F sharp, and A. Those are all the chords we need. Now what I do with every single chord is I break it into the bottom note of the chord followed by the top 2, and then I do the same thing again, bottom note and the top 2. Every measure has 4 beats, so I can simply play 1, 2, 3, 4, and then go on to the next chord and do the same thing, going on to the next chord, and so on and so forth. All the way through the piece. That's all I have to do in the left hand. Let's take a look at how this piece works when I play it with both hands together. Here's the melody and the accompaniment, both hands together at the same time. Here we go. All right, let's talk about a couple things you can do to make this sound even more musical. Be sure to keep the left hand in the background in this piece. It's only accompaniment, and it should really be quite a bit softer than the melody in the foreground. Think about long-term phrases in this piece so that you can shape the melody. As the melody goes up, make a crescendo, and when it comes back down, make a decrescendo. Notice in particular the way that the emphases of these phrases follow the text. So for example, all around me are familiar faces, worn out places. Just as we say faces and places when we play, we want to play faces. The first note more, second one less. Worn out faces. These notes more and then less at the end of the phrase. So be sure to really shape those. When you repeat this song, I eliminated the repeats, of course, just to save time on the recording, but when you repeat it, you can use dynamics in order to create some difference between the first time and the second time. You might choose on the repeat to play softer or louder. Either one, the main thing is that we have some difference between the first verse and the second verse. Otherwise, without the text to help us, as we would have if we were singing the piece, the piece can become a little bit boring, and we want to avoid that. So create some difference there, or perhaps try taking the right hand up an octave higher on the repeat. That would also give it a little bit of differentiation between the first verse and the second verse. Those are the most important things to think about on this song, Mad World. I hope you enjoyed, and if you have any questions, be sure to let me know. Happy practicing, and I will see you in the next piece.